Combs' 17-year-old twin daughters, Jessie and Delila, are reportedly looking for a rental home in LA after their dad's trafficking arrest. A source told the U.S. Sun that the twins have been looking at homes to rent with their late mother Kim Porter's close friend LaWanda, Lala, Lane, who is acting as the girls' caretaker amid their father's mounting legal woes. The twins have found the situation with their dad incredibly tough. They are only 17 and still at school, the insider shared. Being a teenager is hard enough and now they have to go through this being so public. The source told the outlet that the teens want to focus on trying to have things as normal as possible at the moment, as they prepare for their senior year of high school and college. They were living with their dad and the commute to school was pretty hard for them, so that's also why they have been looking, the insider added. Suge Knight drops names of music execs he says were involved in Diddy's demise. Suge Knight said Diddy was a victim of abuse before he allegedly began abusing others, and name-dropped music executives he claimed were involved in the rapper's fall from grace. Knight claimed Sean, Diddy, Combs and several artists turned to hard drugs after being signed to big labels, and continued the cycle of abuse that they were allegedly exposed to, during a September 25 jailhouse interview with News Nation. It's been going on in the industry for a whole bunch of years, for decades, Knight told Chris Cuomo. Those guys, they introduced cocaine to my artists. So once they got on cocaine, once they got on drugs, once they got on alcohol, then that's when the weird stuff happened. I think that's what took Puffy Combs down that lane, he claimed, according to Page 6.
What you think and feel about Sean Diddy Combs and any allegations against him, given your history of animosity with him?
Well, first of all, I'm not calling you or nobody else to get nobody to believe anything regarding him. Like I said, and I always say, me personally, I don't jump up and down and cheer for no black man going to prison or any other man, any other human being going to prison. Because people think prison is always the answer. I'm not saying a lot of people don't deserve to do their time and see what's going on. But at the same time, that's not no cheerful thing because when you look at it, that man have kids. Mm-hmm. And whatever affects him definitely affects his kids. Mm-hmm. And I know there's a lot of victims involved in it, and whatever affects them affects their kids. So it's not a good thing to be talking about any shit about the next person. But it's not a gray area with me. And at the same time, Puffy didn't react or see where he got or doing those things on those allegations by himself. He was taught from people before him, and he did it to the younger people after him. And we can talk all day and say what's true, what's not true. But the true part about it is videos, conversation, and people can see what they've done. Mm-hmm. But more is being happy and proud and say what do people think.
As you come on to the page, kindly hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel, if you haven't done so as yet. And don't forget to put on your notification bell so you can be notified when I drop the next video. Thank you.
I understand what you're saying. I want you to try to make some positive points here. I get what you're saying about TMZ, but that's not really my interest, as you might imagine. My interest is in what you can help people understand about these allegations that Diddy is facing and what you believe he's facing on the inside. Now, what's most interesting to me is that you seem to see Diddy as kind of an Epstein kind of figure, that Jeffrey Epstein, that a lot of people know what Diddy was about, and they were about the same thing, and that's why they're quiet. That's why J-Lo and Ben Affleck got divorced, because of videos that he has of her that now they know about. Where is this coming from with you? What do you believe about the people around Diddy and what everybody knows?
Well, first of all, you got to start with the top. You starting with the top. Clyde Davis, Russell Simmons, Andre Arell, Jimmy Iovine. Even if you take Jimmy Iovine, he had an allegation from him, same thing, it went away. You take Jimmy Iovine. They told me at Universal and Interscope, they said, you know what? We can't deal with artists that gets in trouble. And your artist gets in trouble, they talk crazy.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Keep going, Suge.
They speak about what they speak about what they see. Now, I was told that I can't do business there because of that. Now, Doug Morris gave Puffy a deal for millions of dollars. It flopped. So when you look at all these things and everybody want to say Puffy, 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 don't get me wrong. Yeah, Puffy stepped in this shit, and even if he wiped the shit off his shoe, it still stinks. But he's not the only one. They got all the tapes.
When you talk about the tapes,
But this been going on for a long time.
Hold on, Suge. Help us understand, because a lot of this stuff is a little inside baseball for people, right? Because they don't live the life, they don't know the
This
world,
call
they don't know
and
the
your
players.
telephone number will be monitored and
But
recorded.
that's just a recording from the prison. That's just saying that they recorded, which obviously they do. Suge, help people understand. What tapes are you talking about? Who has them? And what kinds of things do you think they show?
Well, number one, luckily, I won their first choice, their second choice. I won the choice to be at those freaky parties. But you know what they show. They used to have a thing in the industry, right? And the sad thing about it, I don't like mentioning Usher. I don't like mentioning Justin Bieber. I don't like mentioning all these people that everybody know what time it is. So at the same time, they used to have a joke. They never played this joke with me. And they used to walk in the Interscope office. They'll go back there and they'll be like, hey, we passed the test. I said, we haven't did the test. One dude said, well, don't say that in front of Mr. Knight because he's going to take it offensive and hurt somebody. I said, well, whatever it is, I probably will take it offensive when somebody will get their ass whooped. You know, that was me in those days. But they used to have these guys, they used to call it the boiled egg test. They used to take a boiled egg, a raw boiled egg, they have those guys put their pants down and bend over and they stick it in their ass. The eggs break, they say they're not ready yet. They ain't put enough work in. This is Hollywood. So everybody want to go act like they don't know what's going on.
Hold on a second,
but
Suge.
you just look. That's all you got to do.
I have never heard of anything like that. So if I haven't heard about it, just assume a lot of people haven't heard that before. But you think it's on video?
Let's stop for a second.
Go ahead, Suge.
Yeah, listen, and also, have you ever been to any Puffy parties?
No.
You sure they had a long time to think about it, but if you haven't been in those butt naked parties, even some of the preachers been in those parties, and they went on their knees praying for God. See, they was praying for somebody to have come real quick or something, but I wasn't there, but there's proof of it. But at the same time, everybody want to look around and act like something going on that wasn't right. It's the facts of life in the industry. Not for the people who don't get in. If you look at Puffy old pictures, don't look nothing like his new pictures. You know, shit, they didn't do everything.
But Suge, just because he has plastic surgery, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you're wrong about rich people doing stuff to their face or whatever it is, but that's different than the allegations that are coming down on him.
I'm talking about rich people. I'm talking about the difference. I'm talking about, okay, look at it like this. I look at real plain and simple. Ain't no whistleblower. Facts is there. But right now, I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Rick Ross, I don't care if it's Jay, I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's Game, I don't care if it's Dre. Nobody's stepping up on the fact that you know what's going on.
Nobody's defending him.
You're right. Guys at Interscope.
You're right.
Okay.
Nobody is defending him, but that's why I was interested in hearing your perspective.
Knight is the former CEO of Death Row Records CEO and is currently serving 28 years behind bars for voluntary manslaughter. The 59-year-old claimed that Clive Davis, Russell Simmons and Andre Harrell, all major heavyweights in the rap and hip-hop music scene, employed drugs and alcohol to compromise Diddy's manhood, Page 6 reported. He went on to explain how the alleged abuse was leveraged against big stars like Diddy and then perpetuated. Combs was taught that he got Usher as a kid, alcohol, drugs, sex. Justin Bieber, and see they do these things to take control, Knight told Cuomo, according to the outlet. He said alleged force acts were used as a form of subordination. You choose to be gay, that's your preference, but they're doing this to people for control, Knight alleged. Knight's claims have not been substantiated in court, and no charges have been laid against any of the music executives he named during his interview. A spokesperson for Davis hit back against the allegations, and emphatically denied the claims made against the producer, according to Page 6. This is a completely fabricated thread that is being trafficked by an incarcerated felon, the representative told Page 6. Mr. Knight's assertions about Clive Davis are 100% false, as nothing of the sort ever happened, the representative added to Page 6. Clive is a mentor to artists and, in keeping with this, never ever condoned any such inappropriate behavior, he said. I feel like they should let Puffy tell his truth, Knight said. At least 2 Diddy docuseries are in the works, while the jailed rapper's woes continue to mount. First comes Pride, and then The Fall, and after that, the documentary series. While rapper Sean Diddy Combs remains in federal prison in Brooklyn on a slew of sex traffic, racketeering, assault, and abuse charges, at least 2 documentary projects are in the works that promise to bring even more attention to the growing number of allegations facing the disgraced music mogul. One such docuseries is happening at Investigation Discovery from Maxine Productions, producer of The Quiet on Set, the dark side of kids TV docuseries that blew up on Max a few months ago. According to ID, the docuseries will premiere in 2025 and explores the rise and influence of Sean Diddy Combs and the allegations of violent behavior and illegal activity that have trailed the music mogul. As accounts of sexual assault, abusive behaviors, and other disturbing claims surface, the doc traces the story of this self-proclaimed bad boy, unraveling allegations of a pattern of depravity. To me, though, the more interesting of the confirmed Diddy docuseries is the one being produced by his longtime nemesis, 50 Cent, which Netflix has now confirmed will be coming to the streaming giant. And just as a reminder, the series is not only focused on the many sexual assault allegations against Diddy, 50 Cent has also promised to donate proceeds from the project to victims of sexual assault. This is a historic and human impact, said 50 Cent, and director Alexandra Stapleton said in a joint statement about the Netflix project. It is a complex narrative spanning decades, not just the headlines or clips seen so far. We remain steadfast in our commitment to give a voice to the voiceless and to present authentic and nuanced perspectives. While the allegations are disturbing, we urge all to remember that Sean Combs' story is not the full story of hip-hop and its culture. We aim to ensure that individual actions do not overshadow the culture's broader contributions. Diddy has certainly been no stranger to controversy for years now, but his career has essentially been in freefall for months. As the latest allegations against him began to stack up back in the fall, Macy's ditched his clothing brand, while several companies likewise cut ties with the rapper's e-commerce business, and Hulu also pulled the plug on a reality series about his family. And then the feds rolled in, hitting the rapper with racketeering and sex trafficking charges in an indictment that includes allegations from as far back as 2008. According to reports, among the crimes he's accused of are inducing female victims and male workers into drugged-up, sometimes days-long sexual performances dubbed freak-offs. Sean Diddy Combs' attorney says he's very eager to testify in upcoming trial. Online, Combs' attorney Mark Agnifilo revealed he believes the music mogul will take the stand in his upcoming trial. I will read. September 26, 2024, 2:20 p.m. Combs is ready to step up to the mic. The music mogul, who remains in federal custody after a judge denied his $50 million bail proposal, intends to testify during his upcoming trial, according to his attorney Mark Agnifilo. I don't know that I could keep him off the stand, Agnifilo said in a September 26 preview clip from the TMZ documentary The Downfall of Diddy, the indictment. I think he is very eager to tell his story. Agnifilo also believes the 54-year-old, who has pleaded not guilty to charges of trafficking, racketeering and transportation to engage in prostitution, will address the 2016 security footage of him appearing to assault his now ex Cassie Ventura in a hotel, which was published by CNN in May. I think he will tell every part of his story, the attorney continued, including what you see on the video. A trial date has not been set. A status hearing is set for October 9. Costco reportedly denies selling Diddy copious amounts of baby oil for now infamous freak-offs. A spokesperson for Costco reportedly denied selling baby oil to Diddy after the rapper's lawyer built a defense by claiming he may have bought from them in bulk. Authorities said in the indictment that they seized over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant from Diddy's estate, and allegations against the star suggested the oil was used during wild, freak-off parties. Diddy's attorney Mark Agnifilo recently spoke with TMZ and attempted to defend his client by saying the baby oil had nothing to do with the alleged sexual exploits. He suggested Diddy may have simply purchased the oil in bulk from Costco. Costco's representative quickly slapped back by claiming none of the company's U.S. locations carry baby oil at all, according to TMZ. Costco's spokesperson insisted this item is simply not part of their stock, a fact that appears to be confirmed by perusing their website. A search using keywords, body oil, doesn't appear to pull anything up linked to baby oil, either. The federal indictment specifically says that baby oil was seized. Agnifilo boldly addressed this precise point in the upcoming TMZ documentary, The Downfall of Diddy, the indictment. He told the outlet he doubted the government seized the number of bottles they claimed to have seized, and challenged the matter further by specifically suggesting Costco as the store Diddy may have utilized for bulk orders. This is a bad look for Diddy and Agnifilo, who had just announced that music mogul would be taking the stand and testifying in his own criminal case. Agnifilo didn't state whether or not he had receipts for the baby oil when he spoke with TMZ, but the fact that Costco denies stocking the item is likely going to become a sticking point in the criminal proceedings. Agnifilo has not directly addressed Costco's claims. Despite his incarceration, the dad of 7 has been in contact with his children. A source told People on Monday that the Act Bad rapper has spoken briefly to family members and his children via phone, and that he is very concerned about his kids' well-being. TMZ reported Tuesday that Combs' kids are still in his corner, despite the heinous allegations against him. The disgraced hip-hop mogul's sons, Quincy Brown, 33, Justin Combs, 30, and Christian Combs, 26, were in court last week to support this father at his hearings. Sean's daughters, Chance, 18, Jessie, Delilah and Love, 1, however, have kept their distance. The twins have reportedly not read their dad's indictment and have no interest in doing so. A source told the U.S. Sun LaWanda was with the star's twin daughters looking at houses to rent last month as they were planning to move out of their dad's main residence. The insider said, "The twins have found the situation with their dad incredibly tough. They are only 17 and still at school. Being a teenager is hard enough and now they have to go through this being so public." The insider claims the twins are upset over their dad's arrest and feel he is being targeted, as they still support him, while they're also trying to keep a low profile amidst the chaos. It comes as the 11th person to accuse Combs of sexual assault came forward on Tuesday. Talia Graves filed a lawsuit claiming Combs and his head of security, Joseph Sherman, raped her at the Bad Boy Records studio in New York City in 2001. Combs, 54, put his 10-bedroom Holmby Hills mansion on the market for $61.5 million just months after it was raided by agents. The kids are raised well and very educated. Diddy does not want them to go into the entertainment business. He wants them to have more normal lives. It's an extremely difficult thing for them to go through. Source close to Diddy's family. The U.S. Sun has reached out to LaWanda for comment but did not hear back. Delilah and Jessie were previously interviewed for GaloreMag.com, which detailed their already blossoming modeling career in November 2023. The twins, who go to a private college prep school, had been shooting for the likes of Levi Jeans and even walked the catwalk for Dolce & Gabbana in Milan. They are both very close and have a great support system, but it's an extremely difficult thing for them to go through now. Their dad may also be locked up for months ahead of trial, the source added. Talking about the advice they had been given by their parents, they said, "Our mom taught us to pick your battles, which has helped us be cautious about situations we get into. Our dad told us, can't stop, won't stop, inspiring us to never stop chasing our dreams." Asked about what their plans are, they said, "At 21, we see ourselves being very successful with our billion-dollar brand and having a skyrocketing modeling career. We aim to create our own path, leveraging our individuality and talents to redefine our legacy in fashion, beauty, and business." A month prior to their interview, they also celebrated their dad at the MTV VMAs, where he was handed the Global Icon Award. But since then, their lives have been turned upside down and their dad has been left fighting for his freedom. According to Page 6, the girls were planning to go on vacation with their father to the Bahamas when authorities raided his Los Angeles and Miami homes in March as part of their trafficking investigation. In May, a damning video of him physically assaulting ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hotel hallway was later leaked to CNN after Combs settled a lawsuit in which she accused him of rape and abuse. The twins tried to shut out the noise and disabled comments on their Instagram as they got ready to go to their school prom. They shared pictures in lavish black tulle gowns, getting their makeup done, and standing beside a Lamborghini truck, courtesy of Kimora Lee, who has also helped care for them since their mother's death. The twins tried to get on with their lives, despite the investigation, and continued to post on Instagram and TikTok, with one modeling pic captioned, "Just focus on us." But since he was arrested, they have remained silent on social media. Before Sean Diddy Combs' arrest on Monday night, it had been highly speculated that the rap star would find himself in custody after he was repeatedly hit with disturbing accusations, and had two of his mansions raided by the feds. His mounting legal troubles finally came to a head on September 17, when he was charged with 3 federal counts, including sex trafficking, for allegedly forcing victims to take part in drug-fueled parties he called freak-offs. Hours before his arrest, the U.S. Sun exclusively revealed the feds investigating Combs were secretly liaising with Tupac Shakur murder prosecutors on gangland activities. The development also came after Combs was named 77 times in documents submitted by prosecutors in the Tupac murder case. Aside from the Tupac probe, Combs was already facing a slew of lawsuits, including one he settled with his ex, Cassie Ventura, after she accused him of rape and abuse. Disturbing hotel surveillance video from 2016 showed Combs chasing Cassie down and then punching, kicking, and beating her in a hallway. Attorney Lisa Bloom, who represents one of Combs' accusers, insisted that the rapper will face justice just like R. Kelly did. Combs has been supported by his older sons in New York during court hearings, while TMZ claimed his daughters stayed behind in Los Angeles to focus on school. He is said to be concerned about his kids as he could remain behind bars for months ahead of his trial. According to People, he has only been able to have brief phone conversations with his 7 children. A source said, he is very concerned about his kids and their well-being. He has 3 minor children, 2 of whom now have no living parent available with him incarcerated. 4 of his 7 children have neither parent available with him incarcerated. Another insider told the outlet that his family has been in a state of crisis and shock. They added, "It's heartbreaking to see the children in the state they're in. This is their father. But to them, he's not Diddy, he's Dad. He has always been a loving, devoted father." The twins are reportedly in good hands with Lala, who is said to have been a caregiver since Kim's death, although she is not the girl's legal guardian, according to TMZ. On November 15, 2018, the music mogul's ex-girlfriend was found dead aged 47 following a cardiac arrest at her home. Combs and Kim had a very on-off relationship but split for good in 2007. Pals of the rapper said he was devastated and shocked following her death, with a source telling People they were still very close friends. Adria Sherry English said she wants the shamed hip-hop tycoon, real name Sean Combs, jailed for life and has vowed to testify at his trial. Before his arrest, English filed an explosive lawsuit against Combs in July. Adria Sherry English claims she was forced to have sex with guests at Combs' parties. She claims the rapper pressured her into having unwanted sex with guests at his white parties. English alleges Combs drugged her beforehand so she would be more compliant. She told the New York Post, "The things that we were forced to do haunt me to this day. I anticipate testifying in New York's federal court to help ensure Diddy is imprisoned for life." In her complaint, English says she started working as a go-go dancer at Combs' Hampton parties in 2004 and 2005. But she alleges by the third party things took a turn. English attorney Ariel Mitchell Kidd said, "She goes back to work at the party, seemingly as a go-go dancer. Then Mr. Combs directs her to have sex with one of the guests. That was the first time she was required to perform sex acts at a party." Insiders told the Post sex acts would become part of an inner party. Mitchell Kidd added that by around 2 a.m., the parties would essentially thin out. She added, "And then everybody who was still there was kind of with the S***T, if you will." As it got later and later, the people who remained were about the debaucherous activities. The attorney said English and others would then be directed to have sex with guests. Security guards would stand outside bedrooms, according to the complaint, and specific bottles of liquor were spiked with illicit narcotics female workers were encouraged to drink from. When asked why English agreed, Mitchell Kidd said, "She knew how powerful Mr. Combs was. So essentially, she just obliged." An insider claims Combs still has power despite being held in jail, and that, just obliging, was what people did around him. The source told the Post, "He had English under his thumb. That was his thing. There was a fear of being blackballed and having your career ruined if you did not play with him. That was the way he operated to get what he wanted." But by 2008, the demands became too much for English. At a party in Miami that year, English claims she got belligerent with Combs and his security removed her after she was ordered to sleep with guests. Mitchell Kidd recounted, "She got an attitude saying, 'You're forcing me to do all this sex work. I don't know that I really want to do this. You're not really compensating me and I don't want to do it anymore.' Shortly thereafter, security came and said to her, "Hey, we're going to take you to another location." As a punishment, they sent her to a hotel. English completely stopped working for Combs in 2009 and he then blackballed her legal team said. It comes after a resurfaced clip showed Combs joking about locking up his female party guests in rooms. Combs remains holed up in a hellhole rat-infested prison as he awaits trial. Mr. Combs, she said, gave her this look like, "How dare you embarrass me at my party?" And she got really afraid. If Combs is convicted and receives the maximum sentence, he faces life in prison. The minimum sentence is 15 years. Selma Fonseca, who was invited by Diddy to infamous gatherings at his Florida mansion, opened up about the mogul's opulent and shocking lifestyle and why she believes his life is now in danger. The Brazilian-born celebrity photographer and socialite was given unprecedented access to Combs' life in the 1990s and 2000s as he basked in the stardom of being the most famous producer in the world. By her own estimation, Selma crashed close to 2,000 parties as she made her name as a photojournalist, later publishing 2 books, including Partying with Selma, Inside the Life of Rock Stars, which goes into her experience of partying with Combs. Now, as Combs faces a minimum of 15 years in jail for sex trafficking, Selma has described the orgies of excess, including drink, drugs, and sex, which surrounded him. Selma told the U.S. Sun about how she met Combs for the first time at his birthday party in November 1998. The rapper and producer was flushed from the success of his hit single I'll Be Missing You with Faith Evans, paying tribute to the late hip-hop icon Biggie Smalls. She posed for a picture with Combs and says that afterward, she started seeing him everywhere. The following year, Selma crashed a house party thrown by Combs at his mansion in the Hamptons. It was Labor Day, and everyone was dressed in white, as would become customary for Combs' white parties that attracted legions of A-listers. Combs was strict on the dress code, Selma said, personally turning people away if they weren't wearing white from head to toe. After the nerve-wracking experience of getting past security using somebody else's name, the photographer managed to speak to Combs in person. "He's very nice but he's not very open," she said. "That's why he's wearing glasses all the time." While Selma never had a problem with Combs in person, he guarded his privacy closely. She recounted another experience at a nightclub where she took a photograph of him with a woman, and Combs had his bodyguard take my camera and ordered to see the pictures of him before returning it. Among the disturbing allegations facing Combs are accusations he threw wild, freak-off parties at his home in Star Island near Miami Beach, Florida, where women were induced into days-long orgies. Some women reportedly had to be strapped up to IV drips following the sessions to recover, according to prosecutors. Selma said she first went to Combs' Star Island home for a party in March 2008. He was having a party at a nightclub in Miami for a new brand, she said. He always loved to go on the DJ booth and start talking. Afterward, he came up to me and said, "I'm having a party on Star Island in my house." Star Island, a private, artificial neighborhood just a couple of 100 yards off South Beach, is connected to the outside world by just a single causeway. Selma said the island has maybe 20 houses there. Once you go over the bridge, there's a security guard there, and you have to give your name. It's like a fortress. It's very hard to get onto the island unless you know someone who lives there. I gave my name and said I was coming to Diddy's party, she said. The house is breathtaking. He likes it very modern with a lot of windows. All white. There was a beautiful pool. At his parties, there are always beautiful girls in bikinis, naked girls swimming in the pool. It was normal. Suge Knight drops names of music execs he says were involved in Diddy's demise.
As you leave the page, don't forget to hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.